Hello and welcome to our Flip video lesson 2.05, Leaping Forward. So today our 2.05 details, Human Odyssey reading pages 32 to 33, just a quick read for today. Some of the information will overlap from the previous lesson. Student Guide Workbook pages 36 to 39. Your assignment is to complete your Student Guide pages, your OMS lesson, and to participate in our live class session. And then about the topic, Early Civilizations. So our learning objectives, these are the last learning objectives for this unit. Explain farming and herding in Mesopotamia, recognize how the channeling of floodwaters affected the development of civilization, identify the earliest known civilization, and then identify the criteria used to define a civilization. Introduction. As more people learned to farm, societies changed. Some societies became civilizations. What is a civilization? When the Sumerians' window harnessed the river and irrigated the lands, had they created a civilization? How do historians define civilization? So you can see that word civilization definitely keeps repeating itself. Student guide question. So turn to page 38 in your student guide and then be prepared to complete your student guide. So remember, this is different than the in-class study guide. This is your student guide, okay, your blue book. Question number 1, or the cause and effect. The cause, the people of Sumer built levees along the river and irrigated crops, and then the effect is they created a surplus of food, and that word surplus means extra. So they had extra food. They were able to store food, which is definitely different than the nomadic way of wandering and hunters and gatherers. Okay, question number 2. The cause was Sumerians produced a surplus of food, and the effect is people were free to do jobs. So because they were creating this surplus of food, they weren't constantly trying to hunt and gather and move around, and so they were able to create a surplus. The cause was Sumerians divided up the labor and developed specialized skills, and the effect was people got involved in building projects like building cities. So again, they were able to divide up what they had to do. They weren't constantly doing one thing or searching just for survival for food. Cause and effect. In the cause and effect exercise, what did you notice about the effects? The effects turned into causes, right? And then 5, how do we define a civilization? There are many elements for a civilization, but the earliest civilization developed on a food surplus, a division of labor, and on cities, okay? So that food surplus is that extra food, division of labor was people were able to divide up the work, and then cities were built. And remember, you can always pause this video to fill in your student guide if you need to. Where was the world's first civilization created? That was created in Sumer. That's what we consider the world's first civilization, at least that we have written record from. Okay, and this is an optional activity. If you turn to page 39, you can complete it if you would like. You don't have to. This is kind of this cause and effect activity. So just an answer that you may have. If you would like to do this, you can pause this video and do it on your own and then come back and check it. You can even pause this video and write down what I have so you can use this as kind of a type of study guide for your assessment. The Sumerians were able to grow surplus food by building levees to channel water to irrigate crops. With surplus food, some people did not have to spend all their time farming, so they turned to other activities. As many people with skills lived close to each other, they got involved in big projects and eventually built cities. And then some important vocabulary words to understand. Irrigation, the operation of causing water to overflow lands for nourishing crops. Surplus is an extra. Cause and effect is this relationship between events or things where one is the result of other or others, and then a combination of action and reaction. And then Sumer is the first known civilization. And then here we come to our quote section. This is taken from the Harper Book of Quotations. Society is composed of 2 great classes, those who have more dinners than appetite, and those who have more appetite than dinners. So you can think about that and think about the meaning of that. And that was said by Sebastian Chamfort. And that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this Flip video lesson. What do you do now? Complete your online lesson, finish your required readings, look over the class notes, and prepare for Friday's quiz, and obviously participate in class. Stay positive, stay fighting, stay brave, stay ambitious, stay focused, and stay strong. Thank you again for joining me today. Have an amazing day.